I bet you didn't know how England became the nation it is today. How did this small island nation rise to prominence on the world stage? The answers lie buried in the annals of its captivating history, a story spanning millennia of triumphs, upheavals, and transformations. To truly understand England, we must embark on a journey through time, beginning with the very foundations upon which its identity was built. Our journey begins with the Anglo-Saxons, a collection of Germanic tribes who arrived on England's shores in the 5th century AD. These newcomers, with their distinct language, beliefs, and traditions, would lay the groundwork for what we now call English culture and identity. The Anglo-Saxons, through their interactions with the native Britons, forged a new society, a tapestry woven from diverse threads. They established kingdoms, fostered a rich oral tradition, and embraced Christianity, a faith that would profoundly influence the course of English history. The Anglo-Saxon period, though marked by its share of conflict and change, provided a crucial foundation upon which later chapters of England's story would be written. Theirs is a legacy that continues to resonate through the language we speak, the laws we uphold, and the very essence of Englishness itself. But the story of England is not one of linear progression. It is a narrative punctuated by moments of profound disruption, times when the course of history was irrevocably altered. The Anglo-Saxons, arriving in a land already inhabited by the Romano-British, did not simply replace the existing culture. Instead, a process of assimilation and integration occurred, a blending of traditions and ways of life. The Anglo-Saxons brought with them their own languages, which over time evolved into the English we speak today. They established kingdoms, each with its own ruler and customs, yet bound together by a shared heritage and language. These kingdoms, often at odds with one another, engaged in power struggles that shaped the political landscape of early England. The adoption of Christianity by the Anglo-Saxons was perhaps the most transformative development of this era. Introduced by missionaries from Rome and Ireland, Christianity brought with it not only a new faith, but also literacy, education, and a connection to the broader cultural currents of Europe. Monasteries became centers of learning, preserving ancient texts and fostering scholarship. The Anglo-Saxon period witnessed a flowering of art, literature, and religious devotion, leaving behind a legacy of exquisite manuscripts, intricate metalwork, and towering stone crosses that still inspire awe today. The Anglo-Saxons laid the groundwork for a unified England, a vision that would be realized in the centuries to come. Their language, laws, and customs provided the bedrock upon which a new nation would emerge. The year 1066 marks a pivotal moment in English history, a year etched in the national memory as a turning point. It was the year of the Norman Conquest, a seismic event that would reshape the political, social, and cultural landscape of England forever. William the Conqueror, Duke of Normandy, staked his claim to the English throne, challenging the legitimacy of the reigning Anglo-Saxon king, Harold Godwinson. The ensuing conflict culminated in the Battle of Hastings, a clash of arms that would decide the fate of England. William's victory at Hastings ushered in a new era for England. The Normans, of Viking descent but steeped in French culture, brought with them their own language, laws, and customs, overlaying them onto the existing Anglo-Saxon foundations. French became the language of the court, law, and the elite, while English continued to be spoken by the common people. The Normans embarked on an ambitious program of castle building, imposing their authority on the conquered land. Towering stone fortresses, symbols of Norman might, rose across the countryside, forever altering the English landscape. The Norman conquest was not merely a political takeover, it was a cultural fusion, a blending of Anglo-Saxon and Norman traditions that would give rise to a distinctive new English identity. Section 4. The Power of Innovation. The story of England is not merely one of conquest and political upheaval. It's also a story of innovation, of a people constantly seeking new ways to shape their world. From the ingenuity of medieval craftsmen to the groundbreaking discoveries of the scientific revolution, England has long been at the forefront of progress. The medieval period witnessed significant advancements in agriculture, with the development of new farming techniques that increased food production. The invention of the heavy plough, for example, allowed for the cultivation of heavier soils, transforming the English countryside. Watermills and windmills harnessed the power of nature, providing new sources of energy for grinding grain and powering other industries. The growth of towns and cities spurred innovation in other areas, such as textile production and metalworking. Guilds were established, organizations that regulated trade and ensured the quality of goods. English wool became highly prized throughout Europe, fueling a thriving textile industry. The medieval period, often viewed as a time of stagnation, was in reality an era of remarkable creativity and technological advancement. Section 5. The Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution, a period of unprecedented technological advancement and societal upheaval, transformed England into a global industrial powerhouse. Beginning in the late 18th century and continuing into the 19th century, this era witnessed a remarkable series of inventions and innovations that fundamentally altered the way goods were produced and the very fabric of society. The steam engine, perhaps the most iconic invention of the Industrial Revolution, harnessed the power of steam to drive machinery, revolutionizing transportation, manufacturing, and agriculture. Factories sprang up across the country, particularly in the north of England, where coal and iron ore, essential raw materials for industrial production, were abundant. The Industrial Revolution brought about profound social and economic changes. People migrated from rural areas to urban centres in search of work, leading to the growth of cities like Manchester, Birmingham, and Liverpool. The factory system, with its emphasis on efficiency and mass production, transformed the nature of work, creating new opportunities but also new challenges for workers. The Industrial Revolution had a profound impact on England's global standing. As the first nation to industrialise on a large scale, England became the workshop of the world, exporting its manufactured goods to every corner of the globe. The wealth generated by industrialisation fueled the growth of the British Empire, extending its reach and influence across continents.